Welcome to our 2022 RPOD 153. Starting right in the back bumper here. If you just kind of squeeze that guy together and pull it out of there. You find your sewer hose. Just take note of those two ears in the adapter here. That's how I'll be hooking it up to your sewer system. And the hose itself, when it's fully extended, is about 20 feet long. Just keeping it stored in the back bumper back here just help keep any sort of stench back out of the unit. Keep things that bit fresher. That cap just presses back into place. In this corner, as well as in each corner of the trailer, you're going to find your stabilizer jacks. So what they do is they just run down, contact the ground, give it another turn or so, and that'll just firm it up, getting rid of any sort of bouncer sway you see you got in the unit right now, just to keep things firm while you're out camping. And next we'll go to the sewer system here. So that cap, you're going to kind of press on it, you can turn it and pull it out of there. You see it's got the same ears on it that your sewer hose had, so it'll attach the same way, where you just press it in, turn it until it locks. On the left you get a black valve, on the right you get a gray. So that gray valve is controlling your gray tank. Gray tank is going to be filled from your sinks as well as your showers. Typically your cleaner water will dump that last. Black water you're going to start with. Black water is filled from your toilets. It's of course going to be your dirtiest water, so we'll be dumping that first. Once that's done, you then go to the gray. Straight up above that we get your low point drains. So basically you're just opening up that valve, allows the water system to drain itself out. Purpose of that would be if you're leaving the unit for a while and you don't want your water going stale or stagnant, or if you're getting ready to winterize the unit, you just want to drain all the water out before pumping antifreeze through. On the right side here we get a black tank flush. So you may notice over time, after having gone and dumped your black tank, your monitor panel is still reading a third or 2/3, whatever it may be. Typically it's just some debris inside of the tank hanging between the probes causing that misread. So what you're going to do is just take your water hose and plug it into here, open up that black valve, turn on the water, and that'll just flush out that tank, getting rid of any sort of debris that could be causing that issue. Right beside that we get your power inlet. So as you pop that open, you'll find a little notch in the bottom corner there. It's going to line up with this notch here. Press those in together, give it a little 1/8 turn, that'll lock it into place, and then you get the threaded collar in the back there to really lock it down. Following the cord back, you're going to find a standard 30 amp end there. Most campsites will have that. You can just plug straight on in and you're good to go. We do also provide you with a 15 amp adapter, so if you're looking to plug in at home to charge your batteries or run your fridge, you got the power to do so. Ahead from there, we get your cable and satellite inlets. Just a coax cable plug into there, fires up at your TV location. Ahead of the axle, we get your hot water tank here, so you're just going to line up that keyway and you can pop it on open. All your controls for turning this guy on are just inside of the unit, short of your electrical switch. That is just down here. So for turning it on with electricity, you just hit that switch and it fires it up. For turning it on with propane, that switch is inside of the unit. Before we turn it on with propane or electricity, we just want to hit that relief valve right there and make sure that shot of water comes out. That bit of water coming out of there is just letting you know that tank is full. It's safe to fire it up and you're not going to burn anything out by doing so. When we get inside and fire it up on propane, we'll go over a reset procedure, and the button that I'll refer to is just right here. Close that back up and lock it with the keyway. And that's that. Another step forward, we get your fresh water inlet. So just your water hose is going to plug into there, turn on the water, and that fill up the fresh water tank. You know that tank is full once it starts spitting that water out of the vent right of there. Right down below that, we get your city watering connection. So you're just going to take that same water hose and plug it into there, turn on the water, and that'll pressurize the lines throughout the unit. And kind of up right by the axle, we got your stove vent. So you just got that little flap in there. You just want to make sure that's opened up so that our fan inside can evacuate any fumes from our stove. Once you're done, if you just kind of press it back into place, it'll kind of click in and just kind of lock in and prevent any sort of dust from kicking up in there while you're out traveling. One end of your storage compartment here, so as you open that up, you'll find a couple of jacks here. So this one here is going to be for running all your stabilizer jacks. You get a smaller one here, that's for the manual override of your power tongue jack up front. I'll show you that in a second. Then you also get a water hose here. Inside of that water hose, you'll find a park adapter. So your 30 amp cord into there, 15 to a standard outlet. Around the front of the unit, you get a little black box up on the frame there, so that's your battery disconnect switch. So as you can see, it is clearly labeled. Up is off, to the side is on. Battery itself is housed inside of this box here, so as long as you're plugged in through that short cord in the back or your 7-pin to your tow vehicle, that battery is charging for you. Loosen off this knob here, you can push it back, open up the flap, and you get access to your propane tank. It's a standard barbecue style tank. You're just turning that knob to open it up. Simple as that. Up front, you get your power tongue jack, the light switch on the left there, and on the right, up is up, down is down. Rubber plug back there. If you pull that out of there, you get access to that manual override. Then also up front here, you just get your spare tire, just mounted right underneath there. Other end of your storage compartment, and you get your outside kitchen stuff in here. So firstly, we'll go with the spray hose. So you just get this little port here, you're gonna pop that open. You'll find a couple of ears right there. They'll line up with those little spaces there, kind of at the 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock. Push those in, give it a little 1/8 turn, and that just ties it in with your cold water system. So you got your garden hose, you got water outside. Once you're done, you're gonna kind of press on it, turn it out. And just make sure you extend it, just drain it all out because you don't want to be storing that water, especially before winter. And then you just tuck that back away. Put it down for now though. Then we got your stove, so that will just pull right out. We're just gonna lay that down on the ground for a second here. And we got a little table. So this guy here has a little channel on it, so you can see you get the lip and then the kind of ledge there. You're gonna line that lip up and let it fall into place. Then you can see you get that little bottom leg, just holds it up in place. You get the same sort of track on the mount here for your outside griddle. So you're just going to take the 2 ears there and swing them out. Line that track up and let it fall down into place. Okay. And then onto those arms, we will be sliding on the griddle. So the griddle has the 2 wings, one on either side there. You'll be sliding those in. And then you got the little safety pin there so you can lock it down. And then for your hose here, so you get this little quick connect there, you just pull that collar back. Now you do have this valve there as well. If you've got that valve open, you cannot undo that quick connect, so it's just kind of an added safety. Pull that collar back and you're gonna press it onto the griddle there, lock it into place and open up that valve. Run the hose right underneath, and it's kind of right up towards the front here, so I guess I've got the griddle and the tabletop backwards. So I'll just flip that up, I'll slide this guy down. Now we should be able to reach. There we go. So we'll pull that dust cap out of there. Same sort of quick connect. Turn on the valve. And up at the stove, you're going to push that in, turn it over and past light, and you're going to do that rapidly just to let it clear all the air of the propane lines, and then you can see she fires right up. Once you're done, you're going to press it in, turn it back to off, let it cool off, and then storing it away is just the same process backwards. Also underneath here, you get a little GFI protected outlet so you can have coffee or toast outside is here as well. And you also get the service port for your fridge there. Really nothing back there for you to worry about. It is just for service. Down below that is the exhaust for your furnace. So if you're ever running your furnace, you just want to make sure it's not blocked off. It does get hot. Up from there, you get your 2 exterior speakers, porch lights right in the middle between them. And of course your awning there as well. Then in the back of the unit, we get your entry door. Right up above that, you get your rear view or observation camera. So making our way inside, you pop that assist handle up 90 degrees and it'll fall into place. Then you can open up your door. The door is just on a friction hinge, so it kind of sits wherever you leave it. A blue handle over towards the center, and then you can pop out these steps here. The little tabs on either side, if you push that in, you can extend or retract your legs just based on your campsite needs. As we make our way inside, first things first is right on the right, we get your fire extinguisher. So that's standard, pull the pin, point and shoot. And you have kind of just your open storage up above that. The other wall here, light switches there. So we get the one on the right, does all your interior lights. Center right, you get your porch lights, that amber light that we had on the side there. Your awning LED, we'll do the LED strip right below your awning. And the awning itself is right here, so press and hold extend, and that awning will make its way out. I'm not sure we'll have room to get all the way out today, but once you do get all the way out, you will see a little black flap come down as well as the black metal tube. Once you see that, you stop. If you're to continue extending, it can actually wind itself up backwards, in which case the fabric will be underneath the tube, allowing it to then hold water, accelerating the growth of mold and mildew. So there's our flap and there's the tube, so we'll just stop right there. Now if it were to start raining, it's of course going to hold some water anyway, so what you can do is grab either arm, front or rear, and you're just going to pull down on it. And you can see that changes the pitch of the awning out at the head, allowing water to then run off. Now if you like that angle better, because it does give you more shade, you can do the same thing with the arm up front. Before you bring it back in though, you just want to make sure these guys are back out straight and fully extended, just so we're not running the risk of bending them. And then we'll press and hold the track, so that awning will make its way back in.
Can you have a call on park 1? Can you have a call on park 1?
Again, we're just watching to make sure that our fabric is over top of the tube. Another thing to keep in mind with your awning is once you get up to about 15-20 kilometers an hour wind, it is catching all that wind, so you again just want to bring it back in so that you're not running the risk of bending your arms. Beside all that, we get your monitor panel. So in the bottom right there, you get your water pump switch. So as you turn that on, turns on your water pump, drawing out of your fresh tank to pressurize the lines. Beside that's your water heater. So as you turn that on, you get that little check light there, letting you know that your water heater will fire up. Once that light's gone out, the ignition sequence has started. It'll try that 3 times. If after the 3rd try it hasn't fired up, it's at that point this light will come on, it'll stay on. You'll go and use that reset button that we'd shown you, and it should fire back up for you. So stood right here, you can hear the click of the flame, or sorry, the click of the igniter and the whir of the flame. We know the tank is good. Monitor system, so battery there, you can see we're currently C for charging. G would be good, F is fair, L is low. Your fresh tank, as you fill that up, goes to a 1/3, 2/3 and full. Same idea for your black and your gray. Up above that, you can see our pre-wired for solar. So if you choose to go that route, your charge controller is getting mounted right there. And then up beside that, we got your stereo. It's pretty straightforward there. Power button's gonna turn it on. Press it again to mute it. Press and hold to turn it off. Bluetooth connect to your phone, AM, FM to get through all your bands, and then auxiliary, which is just right in the front here. Zone 1 is gonna be your inside set of speakers. Zone 2 is your outside set. That knob there is of course volume. If you press it, you can get into all your settings. Fridge here. So you have all your controls up top there. So you got the little power button on the left there. So with that at flush, that's it turned on. With this button on the right there at flush, that's it running in auto. Auto is first gonna look for AC power. If AC power is taken away, it'll automatically flip over to gas. If you're out boondocking and you want it running solely on gas, you're just gonna have that button come out and fire up just on gas. Down below that, we get your fridge. Temp selection's right in the back corner there. And down from there, we get your furnace. So once we fire this guy up, you'll be able to see right down in the bottom left corner, you do get the little flame. You can see once it's actually going. Downside to this furnace, it is not ducted, so it is dumping all of its air right here. So if you're looking to move the air through it, you might want to get yourself a little fan. Down on the floor beside that, we get your converter. So as you press that, it pops on open. You get all of your breakers on the left side there. Whenever a breaker breaks, it's going to sit in the middle. So just turn it off and then back on to reset it. And on the right side, you get all of the fuses. Storage up top here. As well as on the side. All right, so inside of that binder, you're going to find all of your owner's manuals, all your keys, any remotes are there as well. Anything like that for the unit finder right in there. Blinds throughout the unit are just on a tension system, so they just kind of sit wherever you leave them. All right. And then for your dinette here, you can see it's currently set up as the dinette. So basically what you're doing to get your bed out is you're going to undo the travel strap, of course. You're going to wiggle the table leg, or sorry, the table top up out of its legs. The legs will then wiggle out of their bases. You can lay the legs down wherever. The table will then sit down onto all of its little black blocks. You'll take your back cushions, spill in the center. That mattress just folds in half, so you just pop that over, you bring it out, and you get your bed there. That window up front is an emergency exit, so you have all of your red latches. Let's see if I can reach that. Alright, so you can see you get your screen there. Down in the bottom is a blind. And then you have all of your latches there. You can undo all of those and you can swing that window out, use it as an emergency exit. Or you have little knobs on either side here. You can just kind of lock those down to hold that door open to get some fresh air through. Up top of your dinette, we get your smoke detector. Smoke emergency exit over here as well. So you're pulling that red tab to get rid of the screen, take this handle here, throw it outside, hop on out. Entertainment's kind of right up above that, so we get a 12-volt TV here, so that is just plugged in right there. Antenna outlet down below it. Turning that antenna on, you just get a little button in the back there, turns on that little green light, letting you know it is turned on. The TV is also on a swivel mount, so if you're looking to move that around, you can just undo that travel strap and kind of move it wherever you like it. Over on the side here, you got your GFI protected outlet. So test on the bottom, reset on top. So if you ever have outlets that don't work, it's the first thing you should check. Down in the dinette from there, you get your LP detector. Propane's heavier than air, it'll sit on the floor. That guy detects it and starts going off just like a smoke detector would. Then you got some storage here. And your sink up above that. So it is just a soft plastic sink cover, so nothing hot on there. Hot and cold water, of course, and also a mobile head. Storage up top. Down below that, we got your range vent, so you get a light here as well as your fan. So that's that fan that you want turned on with that flap outside opened up. Cover just folds on up. Press the knob in over the light, hit it with the lighter, and you see she fires right up. I will just mention, the first time you go to use your propane system, especially if you've been away from the unit for a while, it can take a minute to fire up just because it'll have to clear air out of the propane lines. It's perfectly normal. Down from there, we get your microwave. It's pretty standard, just like home, just with the addition of convection, so you can cook in here as well. Down from there, we get your central vac. So your on switch is just on the side there. Just turn that on, of course, turns it on. Then you get your slider there, your hose would attach into there, and then the little slider on the side there, you get access to the bag. Also over here you have a little dust pan eliminator, so basically you just open that up and then you get the idea. You have all your dust swept up over here, it sucks it all up for you. And then we got your thermostat here, so you're gonna press that bottom bar, it'll wake it up, and then it'll come into fan speed, fan low. So that's just gonna be moving some air around, no cooling involved. Fan high, same idea, just moving some air around. After fan high, it'll come into cool high. So at this point, the compressor will cut in and out as needed, but it'll leave the high fan on all the time. Same idea in cool low, you'll have the low fan all the time, your compressor will cut in and out as needed. Cool low auto is where it becomes an on-demand system, so both the compressor and the fan will cut in and out as needed, only ever using the low fan though, and same idea in high, only ever using the high fan on demand. After that, it'll come down into heat, it'll turn off the air conditioner and turn on your furnace. So like I was saying just a bit ago, once it fires up, you'll be able to see that little flame in the bottom corner there. Now. Temp selection at any point is just going to be done with your arrows, and after heat, press that bar again, it comes down into off. And lastly, we'll just come into your bathroom here now. So once you get inside of here, your light switch is just up on the wall there. Stove vent, sorry, the toilet, as you open that up, you get flushes front and center. Storage on the side there, and your medicine cabinet up here as well. Straight up above that, you get your roof vent, so you're just going to pull that down to unlock it, and then you can turn that knob to open it up. In the back corner here, you get your switches, or sorry, your buttons for turning it on, getting your fan speeds, 1, 2, 3, and 4. After 4, if you hit it again, it just cycles back down to 1. To turn it off, just press the off button there. Then you're going to turn that to close it back down tightly, and then press that knob up into place to lock it down. Hot and cold water at the sink, of course, a little bit of storage down below it, and then into your shower. Pretty standard, straightforward, just with the addition of the shower miser. So with this knob right there pointed up, that's going to be using your shower as normal. If you have it pointed down, it's just going to kind of recirculate all your water back down into your freshwater tank. So for example, you're sat here waiting for some hot water in the shower. Instead of wasting it all going down the drain and just into your gray tank, you can have that switched over, and it'll take all that water and it'll dump it back into your fresh tank just to save you some of that water. So that's about it for this unit. If you've got any other questions on it, please feel free to give us a call, 204-237-7272.